Rick Ray, Southeast Missouri State.
Good. All right. What has your experience been like being named head coach?
Well, it's been a whirlwind. Anytime you take over a program, there's some things that you need to come in and try to clean up, and there's also some things as far as what you need to do as far as a directive for your team. So you want to make sure your staff and your team are on the same page as far as the goals that you're trying to accomplish.
And tell us your general thoughts about your upcoming season.
Well, I'm excited about it. I think we have some returning guys on the perimeter that are talented players. I think Antonius Cleveland is a guy that can be a dynamic scorer for us. I think Marcus Wallace and Jamal Calvin are more than capable at the point guard position. Our question mark will be the front court. We'll not have one player that's ever played Division I college basketball playing in those positions. So I'm excited about our guys that's returning. I think we have some talent. We just have 8 newcomers. So we'll see if we can get those guys matriculated to college basketball really quickly.
And what do you like most about your team this year?
Well, I think the enthusiasm they have for basketball. You just want to make sure every time those guys set foot on the court, they're excited about playing the game of basketball. And so our guys have done a really good job of bringing that energy to practice every single day. And if you have guys that are enthused about the game, I think you have a chance to be successful.
And what's the biggest challenge for your team this year?
Well, I think the biggest challenge for those guys is to make sure they understand what I want. And so that's a challenge to me to make sure I'm being directive and clear and concise on what our goals of our program is. And I think anytime we set foot on the court, if we can play harder than the other team, play tougher than the other team, but more importantly, play smarter than the other team, then I think we have a chance to be successful.
Check time. Good. We've got good. What do you think about the OVC overall this year?
Well, this is my first year in the OVC, so I'm looking forward to the challenges that it has, but I know from looking from outside that it's a very challenging league. I think teams like Morehead State, Belmont, and Murray State have had a lot of success in this league, and you look at like a team at UT Martin who has a lot of talent coming back and should be successful in this league. I know Jay Spoonhour over at Eastern Illinois always does a good job. His father was a tremendous coach, so you'll never go into a situation where you feel like you're out coaching somebody in this league.
And what will it take for your team to cut down the nets in Nashville this March?
Well, I think for us it's got to be a process, and if we're worried about cutting down the nets, in OVC, then we won't be successful at this point in time. It's got to be a process where it's a game by game. So for our guys, we got to understand the grind and what it takes in order to be successful, and then we can move forward from that point.